this sansaric journey. And because of some of those unwholesome things, we might the power that is generated through those unwholesome actions, it might get harder to understand our Dhamma. Anavitikamavarana, karmavarana, and vipakavarana. All these avarana means blocks due to vipaka, blocks due to anavitikama, blocks due to karma. So these can hinder our understanding. So these blocks are created due to our unwholesome actions. So let us take this moment to understand our faults and see the negative nature or the wrongness of our wrongdoings and to correct them in a good way with the promise to ourselves that we are not going to do any negative, unwholesome things again, correcting our faults. That is the real forgiveness that we seek in Buddha Sasana, and with this thought in mind, accept it with a sadhukar.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So there was one question in the group asking for the explanation of suvisi guna. So if you have any other questions, you can send them to the group and we can discuss them as well. But since that is, as I can remember, that is the only question that we have got. I'll start with the first one, which is suvisi guna. So before starting the discussion about each suvisi guna, that means individual suvisi guna, we have to understand what is guna and what is the nature and how it is, how to develop this guna, because it is all about developing qualities, RA qualities. There are 24 RA qualities. Suvisi means 24 and guna means qualities. So this is all about developing 24 qualities, RA qualities. So I'll get the whiteboard as well, so it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so there's three main things that we have to. There are three main things that you have to know. Give me a second. So if you can, so now when we talk about a quality, there are three characteristics of when we are talking about a quality. One is gati, guna, kati, rua, and kati handa. So these are all Sinhala words, but I'll tell you what they are. So this is gati guna. Gati guna means the quality itself. You can say it is the quality. Then the gati rua means the image that it represents, and gati handa is the sound that it represents. So there are these three are inseparable. They are interconnected. So these are bonded together. So for example, let's say when when we talk about 52 hertz, that is, and we take a violin and we tune this string to 52 hertz, and if we pluck on this string, what we see is this shape. It is going up and down. So if we take a photo of this image is the image that we are talking about. So it is the image form, and the quality and the handa or the sound is what we hear. Sound of 52 hertz. Sound is heard, and 52 is the quality. So quality, image, and sound, they are inseparable. So if we take a, let's say, a hose like this, and it shoots out water. This is water, and water is shooted out, and we shake these up and down or side to side in a frequency, let's say 3 hertz. So if it is or moved side to side without stopping in the same frequency, what we see is a water pathway like this. So that is its image, and that the sound or the 3 hertz is its quality, and we can see because it's 3 hertz, there's we cannot hear it, but a sound is also there's a sound also can be, there's a sound that is that we can say that it has a sound because it's 3 hertz. So likewise, when it comes to something, some quality, there's quality, image, and sound. So when we say arahang, it has a sound, it has an image, and it has a quality. So if somebody becomes the arahang sound, so if somebody starts repeating arahang, 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 arahang repeatedly, he is creating the sound. So image and quality should follow. This is a way that we can use. This is a methodology that we can use and we can easily develop these qualities to some extent, but we have to have the idea. Without the idea, we would not be able to create that sound properly, and without the idea, we would not be able to develop that quality properly. So that is why initially, in the initial days, in the beginning of this eon, we all use the same emotional language, and with time we have changed our languages to some artificial forms. So that's why we are not able to understand these sounds right away. For example, if somebody's big toe hit on let's say the side of the um, chair or side of the table, then we would start screaming ow or something like that. So that is universal. When somebody's leg hit on a, a something, that sound is universal. Everybody can understand that he is in pain. Somebody starts weeping. Now everybody understands this person is sad. Somebody has raised voice, angry, growling, and we all of us know that this person is angry. That is the same for animals as well. We can sometimes understand what the animal is trying to communicate. If the animal is hungry, if the animal is angry or helpless, that animal change its voice, and that voice has a quality, and we can see the animals' behavior. So the image is also corresponding to that. So that's why when it comes to acting, they have to have the correct image or acting postures, and they have to have the correct emotional facial expressions, that is the image, and they have to have the correct sound as well. They cannot have a very a facial expression of somebody who is very afraid and start laughing and start talking in a very happy voice, because then there's a mismatch. So the person has to have a very sad face and a shaky voice to match that, because otherwise the three qualities or three characteristics of this quality would not match. So quality, image, and sound is always they are interconnected. And when it comes to arahang, so arahang is the sound, and when we recite arahang many times, that quality and image should follow. So that is the principle here. So Arahang Samma Sambuddha, because these sounds have been created by Supreme Buddha himself after understanding the ultimate truth. So ultimate truth developed, understanding the ultimate truth, developed 9 qualities inside him, and he translated that quality into a sound, or he depicted the quality as a sound, and that sound was Arahang. That sound was Samma Sambuddho. That sound was Vijayacharana Sampanno. That sound was Sugato. For example, Sugato. Sugato means Sueta Gata. So Sue means bliss, and Gata means we can say is in line, or we can say he's in bliss. So blissful nature, or internal, let's say internal. So internalized. So this means within himself there's bliss, Sugata. So if somebody is having blissful nature inside him, then that person should have a blissful face. That means a very happy face with preeti and sukha. If somebody is very sad, having a very sad posture, having a very sad facial expression, and reciting Sugato, then that is not aligning. That means the Sugato quality and the Sugato sound is not matching with his image. So image would follow. We don't have to forcefully mimic something, but if somebody is actually understanding what Sugato means, the internal understanding or the wisdom of or the wise mindset which understands Sugato would develop that image in oneself's body as well, face and body. So that's why these qualities, all 9 qualities, when it comes to Buddhaguna, or qualities of Buddha, all the 9 qualities are blissful, because they are Vitaragi, Vitadosi, and Vitamohi qualities. So that is one thing I wanted to tell you. So another thing is, so these 3 things are all combined, and then the other thing is this if this is space, and we know space is infinite. So see, just like space, these 24 qualities, each one of them, 1 to 24, all of them are infinite. We can understand only a fraction of that. Just like when somebody has tasted a drop of ocean or seawater, if somebody has tasted a drop of seawater, that person has an idea what the whole ocean tastes like. Just like that, we only taste a drop of arahang, and we can now understand what might be the arahang looks like, or the ocean of arahang looks like. But we never be able to grasp and taste and understand the whole ocean of Arahant. But even that small drop would give us a good idea and a good understanding of what it is. So that is another thing that we have to remember. And since these qualities are infinite, it is like this is one first quality, this is second quality, this is third quality, this is fourth quality, and so on. So let's say that we only take 5 here for the example. So this is the space, and this place is a torch light. See, this is a torch, and we are turning it on, and there's this light in the space, and this place is very, very, very bright, right? But as when we go outwards from this very light, the very, very, very bright patch, the brightness reduces. But still, here also there's an influence from this light, a very minor brightness. But here it is very, very high. So if we take third one, the same principle follows. So here or here, there's very less light. It is very light in color, and here it is very, very bright. The light intensity of light here is very high, and the intensity of light here is very low. So what we need to understand with that is this is third quality, which is Arahang Samma Sambuddha. This is Vijjacharana Sampanno. This is first quality, and this is Arahang. So Arahang intercepts Samma Vijjacharana Sampanno. So it is like they are all in the same space, and they are interconnected in a way. Oh, when we develop Arahang, we are actually developing Vijjacharana Sampanno as well, because the whole space is illuminated by this light, but one area is more brightened, and when we go outwards towards that, from that area, the brightness reduces, but still the whole space is brightened by this light. And various places in this space of 24 guna, there are 24 patches in various places, and they are the light from each and every quality intercepts or crosses the other one. So they are a kind of a mix of everything. So that is another thing. I hope you understand what I am trying to say. Otherwise, please feel free to ask so I can explain it again. So it is like there's this light, and if you get a torch and focus it on a wall, you see that in the middle where the light is focused, there's more bright light. The light is very bright there. But as when we go outward towards from that spot, the brightness of the light reduces. Still there is some light, even though the brightness is reduces. Just like that, these are various light. This is a simile, actually, comparison. So the world or the space, this is like the space. The 24 qualities are like the space, and this space represents 24 spots which are very bright. So we are focusing on each and every 24 spots. But while focusing, actually, when we focus on one quality, we without knowing, we have focused on all the 24 qualities as well. So you would get you will understand it more when you have discussed the 24 qualities. And another thing we need to understand is these 24 qualities should start from 24 to 1. So it is not like 1 to 24, but we have to develop these qualities. First one is the 24th quality. So 24th quality is Anuttara Punyaketan Lokassa. Anuttarang So this is the quality, 24th quality. This is what we need to develop first. This is actually developing all these 24 qualities make you an Arihat completely when somebody has developed them fully to an extent of an Arihat. But if somebody has developed them to its maximum level, that is a Supreme Buddha. So Supreme Buddha completes these qualities to its maximum level, even though an Arihat completes these qualities to a level where we or a Shravaka or a disciple of him needs, or we can say when somebody has developed these 24 qualities to a level, that person has obtained all the knowledge or the wisdom that he needs to end this suffering samsaric cycle. So everybody doesn't need to complete these qualities to its maximum level, because then we would have to become Supreme Buddhas. But even though somebody has developed it to some extent, and that extent is enough to complete it to the level of Arihat. So Aruttaram Punyaketan Lokasa, the maximum quality is Supreme Buddha's quality. That maximum level is obtained by Supreme Buddha, and the lowest level is what we start from, and we are actually ending somewhere here in the middle. We don't go to the maximum quality. This is Arihat's quality. So what is Anuttaram Punyaketan Lokasa? So this is actually again a comparison. There's a field. Field means a place where people go and cultivate food, cultivate crops. So initially our mind is like you can say a jungle or a forest. It is filled with lot of trees, lot of vines, and lot of wild animals are there, and it is inhabitable, and we cannot grow anything there. So initially that is what that is what a forest is. Then to develop a field, or a paddy field, or a corn field, or whatever the crop we want to grow, to develop this initial field, we have to cut down these trees. These trees are what are these trees? These trees are our viewpoints, wrong viewpoints. So when we have wrong and distorted viewpoints, that this world is not based on karmic actions, and there's no special person called mother, father. There's no need to do good deeds. There's no need to worry about the bad ones. So if someone is having those types of viewpoints, that person is having big trees that that covers the sunshine that should come to the ground. So the light is hindered by these big trees. So the person or the forest is in darkness. And in this darkness, what happens? Various wild animals come. So the tiger comes, and tiger is angry. Is it tries to kill, and it tries to hunt, and it tries to do or develop dosa. So this is our forest. This forest is in our hearts or in our minds. And when we have various wrong viewpoints, we are selfish, we are angry, we have all the raga, dosa, moha things. There are wolves in this forest. We are cunning. We become very people who are very take the time to hurt others, or take the time to trick others, deceive others to get our things done. So there are wolves, foxes. There are wolves. There are tigers. There are things like or animals like deers. There are animals like rabbits. So various types of wild animals are there. So these are all bad bad actions, bad sankhara that we create that would get us to the four hells of, or the four main hells. These hell, niraya, asura, preta, and animal world. So these are the four hells that the person develops within himself when the person is having various types of viewpoints in him. So after also, if we want to develop a field that can develop crops, what we have to do is we have to remove these trees initially. So we have to remove the trees. When the trees are removed, these wild animals cannot hide anymore. So these wild animals starts running away from the field. And now the sunlight starts to fall onto the ground, and now it is cleared. Now there's no hazardous nature. It is very easy to start cultivating something. So we we create the soil. We make the soil and we change it into a form that is cultivatable. So we dig the soil and we prepare the soil for cultivation. What do we do again? What do we do next? We create a fence so that other animals, wild animals, cannot hurt our crops. That fence is called Satipatthana. Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, and Dhammanupassana. Four sides of the fence. Now this field is created. Now we have created we have prepared the soil. Now we can use this field to plant something, and we have to get the crops and start planting so that we get the harvest someday. So what is now we have developed this Anuttaram Punya Ketta. Anuttara means the supreme, we can say, supreme. Punya Ketta, Punya means, it is meritorious. Ketta means field, and Lokasa means for the world. So the person becomes a meritorious field for the world. Not a normal meritorious field, but a supreme type of meritorious field for the world. So that is why if somebody has become Sotapanna, and if someone comes and plants his seed on that field, since that is a very, very rich a field very rich with nutrients, that person would get a big tree that would give out lot of harvest. So this is a simile. So for example, now we are cultivating a good crop. Let's say we are cultivating grapes. So we would get grapes as a result in bunches. But what if we plant bitter gourd? Then we would get bitter gourd. Bitter gourd is bitter in taste. Grapes are sweet in taste. That's why when somebody does something good to a Arya, Sotapanna, that person would get lot of good back because he has planted his seed in that great meritorious field. If somebody does something bad to a Sotapanna, that person would get bad in thousands because he has cultivated a bitter crop in that field which gives out bitter outcomes. So depending on what we cultivate, that the result would differ. So this is our quality of a this is one of the Arya qualities, one of the 24 Arya qualities. When somebody has become an Arya, he has already developed the Punya Keta, or the meritorious field. Someone can come and plant his or her seed on that meritorious field and plant his tree. It could be a good one, it could be a bad one, but whatever it is, it would give out a huge harvest, a good harvest. Or if somebody plants a bad seed, it could be a bad harvest. So this is the first quality that one develops, because when somebody becomes a better person with less animalistic behaviors like tiger behavior and angry, greedy behaviors, cunning behaviors. So when these things are not entertained, when these things are eliminated from somebody's mindset, that person has already developed that meritorious field. And when somebody helps him, when somebody tries to do something good for him, that person is actually, the second person is actually cultivating his seed of a seed in his field, in the other person's field. And since that is a very rich field, that field will give out immeasurable or many big, or we can say a very huge harvest. So that is what Anuttaram Punyaketa Lokasa means. So that is why I said it. We start here at the bottom and we go higher up, and the maximum Anuttaram Punyaketa is Supreme Buddha's Anuttara Punyaketa nature, or the quality. So if somebody goes and offers something good, let's say some alms were offered to Supreme Buddha, so we are cultivating a good crop in that very rich field. That means it is very rich with nutrients and micronutrients and everything. It is complete. So the tree that it grow that is grown in that kind of a field would give out an immeasurable harvest. It is the same way if something bad was done for a Supreme Buddha, because then we are cultivating a bad crop which would give out bitter outcomes. And that is also in millions and billions. So that is why if it is an Arihat, the quality is lesser, but still a very big quality. Even if it is a Sotapanna, the quality is very high, because below Sotapanna, it is not Anuttara, because it is not supreme. It is just a Punyakettang Lokasa. It is a meritorious field for the world. But to become Anuttara Punyaketa, then that person needs to become or enter Sotapanna stream, at least Sotapanna stream enter. So to develop these 24 qualities, we are starting from the bottom. We are removing our bad qualities, we are removing our negative qualities, and we are becoming a better person by helping others, by becoming very kind and kind-hearted and good. And if we have various bad qualities like getting angry, getting becoming selfish, and becoming cunning actions, those types of things would go away when somebody is starting to understand Dhamma. So this type of initial behavior should be there to listen to Dhamma as well. Otherwise, a person who is a very unwholesome person, who does very unwholesome things in his life, would not be able to understand this Dhamma, because his mind is covered with nivarana, kama, chanda, vyapada, tina, mindu, uddhacca, ukucca, and vicikicca. So even to understand Dhamma, one needs to clear out this forest, at least to some extent, and start building this field of or meritorious field for himself or herself. So that is the 24th quality. Then when 24th quality is developed, then 23rd quality is the next one. What is the 23rd quality? Anjali Karaneyo. Anjali and Karaniya means, Anjali means, Angulimala Thero. Angulimala Thero was named Angulimala because he is wearing a necklace made of fingers. So, a garland made of fingers. So that garland made of fingers, because that was made of fingers, he was called as Angulimala. Mala means the garland or necklace. Anguli means fingers. Anjali means open fingers, just like this. And Anjali Karaniyo. Anjali Karaniyo means when somebody is doing bad things, they have to make a fist to hold on to something. For example, if somebody is trying to kill somebody with a knife or a gun, they have to hold on to that knife or the gun. So we have to make a fist. If somebody is punching somebody or hitting somebody, still the person has to make a fist. If somebody is robbing something, stealing something, then we have to make a fist to grab onto that item. Just like that, when somebody is angry, his or her action or hands starts making a fist. Raga, dosa, moha. All three, if you think about it, would create this nature. Not this nature. This nature, or the open fist, actually represents innocence, peace. So when somebody is aiming a gun at us, what do? We raise our hands and open our fingers without making a fist and say, I am innocent, I do no harm to you, so don't harm me. So it is the same thing that we do when if somebody is accusing of us, accusing that we are stealing something, still we open our hands and show, see, I am clean, I have not stolen anything, my hands I have nothing to hide. So just like that, opened hands, opened fingers is a symbol of wholesomeness, and closed fingers are a symbol of unwholesome nature. So we have 10 fingers, and we know there are 10 unwholesome actions. So one finger for one unwholesome action, and 10 fingers for all the 10 unwholesome actions. So since we are not hurting and killing, we can open that finger. We don't have to bend that finger. We can unbend it. And since we are not doing we are not engaging in stealing or robbing, we can open or we can unbend that finger as well. Just like that, we can open all the 10 fingers, and that is the Anjali Karaneyo. And who is Bahita Papi? Bahita Papi is Arihat. What is Bahita Papi? When somebody has stopped doing all the 10 immoral actions, and if that is if that person has achieved that state, that means now from this point onwards, 10 unwholesome actions are not done. So that assurance can be given only to an Arihat or above Arihat. So others who are still in the pathway and others who are not Aryas, all of those people can do can do unwholesome things, these unwholesome actions. So we cannot give a guarantee that a Sotapanna, Sakadagami, and Anagami would never do 10 unwholesome actions. So they can do unwholesome actions. So that is why the Arihat's quality, the Anjali Karaniyo quality is high. And when it comes to Supreme Buddha, even the we say these Vasana Klesa. Vasana Klesa means even a small minor fault, even a minor fault. So the 10 unwholesome actions are not done even by an Arihat, but when it comes to Supreme Buddha, even a minor fault is not happening. So that is the purest form. But even even from a Sotapanna level, even below that, one starts developing these qualities. One starts opening his or her fingers, or and getting out of that fist or close or bend fingers. Bent fingers represent 10 unwholesome actions. Opened fingers represent 10 wholesome actions. So the next quality is when the punya keta or the meritorious field is developing, then the person starts developing this next quality, which is elimination of unwholesome actions from him or her. So the person mainly focuses on very dense unwholesome actions. That means very, very bad unwholesome actions, just like hurting, just like killing people, hurting people, killing animals, hurting animals, and just like stealing things, just like having unethical relationships with people, and just like lying, slandering. So big lies that hurt people, slandering that would break bonds, that would harm relationships. So these types of very negative actions would be eliminated from that person's life, and that person would start developing good qualities like metta. And this is what Anjali Karaniyo means. So with the development of the 23rd quality, then the 22nd quality would be developed along, or we can say um, hand in hand, because as we said earlier, this is like the space. So if we start developing even the 24th quality, if we start focusing on the 24th quality, we are unknowingly, indirectly developing the 23rd, 22nd, and so on, to even the first quality as well, to an extent, not to the maximum, because we are focusing on that point. But even if we focus on that point, even a minute amount of arham is also developed. If you think about it, you can very easily understand that arham will deviate from the 22nd quality to this, and then come back to the 22nd quality. Araha means, raha means taste. Araha means there's no taste. What is taste? So if you have heard people saying he has a good taste on about fashion, he has a good taste about clothes, and he has a good taste about cars. He's a very he's has a good taste about art. So like that, we say people has good taste. But araha means the person has understood anicca dukkha anatta, and has fully completed, or has, at least to an extent, has understood that there's nothing nothing of taste in this world. So that quality is developed when somebody is developing anuttaram punyaketan lokasa. Think about it. So initially the person had a forest in him. What is there inside the forest? Various animalistic behaviors, tiger-like behavior, fox-like behavior, and various other cunning behaviors, angry behaviors, very mischievous behaviors, greedy behaviors. And these behaviors actually created a environment, and this environment was created because of taste, because that person likes that kind of things. That is why that that those animals were there inside him. So that person valued the angry nature. That person liked that person's taste was angry, angry nature. That person's taste was cunning nature, and that person has valued those assets, that those wrong assets that he or she had. But when the person starts understanding Dhamma, that person would lose that taste. And in other words, that person would chase away those animals, animalistic behaviors, cut down those trees, and clear that forest, and develop the um, Anuttaram Punyaketa. So, just like when the person is actually developing Anuttara Punyaketa, unknowingly he is developing at least a little bit of Arahang, or the arha, or the taste. There's no taste in bad things. That is actually developed, because that is why he has developed the Anuttaram Punyaketa. His taste for bad things has gone. So taste for good things also would go away when somebody is developing arahang to its maximum level. But initially it should be the taste for bad things that should go away. So without knowing, he has developed the first quality as well when he is developing the 24th quality. That is why it is very hard to explain these 24 qualities, and Supreme Buddha says, even if I try to explain one of these qualities to the full extent, my whole lifetime would end, and I would never be able to completely reveal or tell the story of even a single quality. So that is why these are, we have to be with, or we have to start developing these qualities in ourselves, and then only we would be able to understand, okay, now this is a very big quality, and I have tasted a little bit of the ocean of this quality. A little drop of the sea, or the sea water has been swallowed or tasted by me, and I know what it is like. So then back to the 22nd quality. Pahuneyo, dakineyo, anjali karneyo. So dakineyo is the dakineyo. So dakineyo is the next quality. Dakineyo. Daki means see. So the person would be able to see the Dhamma now, because the person's mind is now free of Nivarana. Person is able to understand Dhamma now. So now the person sees the real nature of this world, starts seeing the real nature of this world. What is the real nature of this world? This world is actually made of causes and effects, and good causes create good vipaka, bad causes or bad actions, good actions would create good vipaka, bad actions would create bad vipaka. So now the person starts to realize the worldly mechanisms, karmic karmic natures, and very anicca dukkha anatta, at least to an initial stage. So the person start to see the reality of the world, and the person is now able to see it. Now, when somebody is developing this 22nd quality, he would start developing 21st quality as well. What is that? Pahuneyo. Pahuneyo means the person starts aligning with the quality. That means when the person starts seeing the Dhamma, or seeing the quality of or seeing the true nature of this world, or the true mechanisms of this world, now the person starts aligning with the reality. So initially it was seeing, now it is aligning. So I should act like this, I should behave like this, because I know it, the worldly mechanisms work like this. So if I acted like this, it would give out bad results. If I align to the quality like this, or if I align to the worldly mechanisms like this, so if I start doing good things, if I practicing anicca dukkha anatta, then I would see more that aligning part is the 21st quality. So with the development of 21st quality, the person would start developing the next quality as well, and that is the 20th quality, that is ahuneyo. Ahuneyo is the person would be able to grasp it, grasping. So with the aligning, the person is able to grasp the quality or grasp the nature of this world. That means the person is able to grasp the anicca dukkha anatta nature. So grasping nature is the next quality. So when somebody is grasping the anicca dukkha anatta nature, that person is now able to see what Aryas can see from an Arya point of view. That means when two Aryas meet, even a person who has developed this 20th quality and an Arya meets, now the person is able to understand what the Arya is saying, because his Arya eyes are starting to open. Now when the Arya says that this world is full of dukkha, full of suffering, now the person does not feel like, what is he saying? There's good in this world, there's happiness in this world, this person is crazy. That kind of views, that kind of thinking would not come out, because now he's grasping the reality, real nature of this world. So ahuneyo is that grasping. So ahuneyo, pahuneyo, dakineyo, anjarikaneyo, anuttaram punyaketan, lokasa. So that completes 4 qualities. Then we have samichi patipanno, bhagavato savaka sangho. That means then we have samichi patipanno. Samichi patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho yaditan chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho ahuneyo. Yes, it's the 19th quality. Then there's 18th. Ujjupatipanno, nyaya patipanno, ujjupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho, nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho. Since I am starting in the middle, it is very hard to remember because we are reciting it along from the beginning. Supatipanno, 17th, 16th, and 15th. Supati, Ujjupati, no. Nyaya Patipanno. So sorry about this. This is 18th, 17th, and 16th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now we have 9 qualities. So the next one is this one, Samichi Patipanno. What is Samichi Patipanno? Now, because since the individual is able to grasp the Dhamma, now he is able to align with the other Aryas. There's no conflict. There's harmony between everybody. So when somebody is saying one Dhamma point, other people are able to understand because they are having the same grasping. So when somebody is saying, okay, the world is anicca, and everybody agrees, yes, it is of anicca nature. It is not like when other people, let's say there's a summit or something, a meeting or something, people from various areas comes together and start discussing on something. There are a lot of arguments. No, this is like that, this is like this is like that. But when it comes to the main core components of Dhamma, there's no argument, because that all of them start to grasp the Dhamma, because they have developed the ahuneyo quality. They start grasping Dhamma, and they start seeing Dhamma through through the eyes of wisdom. Their eyes of wisdom are starting to open. That means we are not saying that there are zero arguments might not be the world, but there are discussions and various opinions that could be there. But when it comes to the main core concepts, just like anicca, dukkha, anatta, and mainly the core concepts of Dhamma, everybody aligns. Otherwise, his or her other qualities, the ahuneyo, pahuneyo, dakhineyo, they have not developed. So that is why there's arguments. If there are arguments, that is the case. If otherwise, if they have developed these qualities, they are in the samichi patipanna quality. That means they have developed the harmony between each other. There's no arguments, there's no fights, there's no negative relationships. But I am referring to the core concepts again. I'm not saying that these individuals are not having any arguments in day-to-day life. It is, for example, if there can be argument. There was an argument in Supreme Buddha's time about the keeping water in the washroom after using the washroom. So that became a big problem at that time. These are not that type of argument. These are arguments about the core concepts. So there could be an argument, you should keep the broom here, or you should, or otherwise you should, or there could be an argument on where to keep the broom, when to start sweeping, when to take the breakfast. Those types of arguments could be there. That is not what we are trying to focus, but we are trying to focus on the core concepts, because everybody is understanding the same Dhamma, same anicca, dukkha, anatta. So there's no argument in that sense. So that is why it becomes samichi patipanna. And then the person starts developing nyaya. Nyaya means jnana. Jnana means wisdom. So wisdom starts to develop within oneself because of kalyana mitta association. So everybody is talking about Dhamma points, and everybody's wisdom starts to develop. So the person's jnana, or the wisdom, starts to develop. And wisdom is actually prajna. Panya means prakurti jnana. Prakurti jnana, in other words, is seeing the reality of this world as it is. So that is what jnana means. What prajna means? Seeing the reality as it is. So that is developed in oneself when that person starts developing nyaya patipanna. Then uju patipanna. Uju means straight. What becomes straight? That person's pathway becomes straight. Before understanding or before developing this quality, one had no idea, okay, what should I do? Should I continue on the worldly pathway, eating, hearing, seeing things, experiencing things, exploring the world, looking for good things in this world? Should I do that, or should I explore Dhamma? So there was no correct margin of what should I do. But when somebody develops Ujjupatipanna, that person's thinking becomes straight, that person's focus becomes straight, or that person becomes focused, and that person's aim is now clear. Vision and mission is clear. What is the vision and mission? Completing the RA pathway. Of course, to do that, the person has to do jobs. The person needs to take care of their families, take care of their country. All those things are there, but all of that comes second. But in his or her mind, that completing RA pathway becomes most priority, and it becomes, with even that person doesn't even tell others that it is his main priority, but tries to complete that RA pathway the way he or she can, or trying to get or allocate whatever the time they have in completing the Arya pathways. So whatever the 10 minutes, whatever the 1 hour, free 1 hour that person gets in his busy life, that person tries to listen to Dhamma, that person tries to contemplate on Anicca Dukkha Anatta, and do whatever the thing possible, because that is his main priority. Because of other things, because of the complexity of the world, that person's that action or the things that he has to do to go there might be slower, but in the when it comes to the conclusion in his mind, he or she has the conclusion that yes, attaining nibbana is the only option I have to end this suffering. So that is ujupatipanna. So now the person doesn't need to go to um, or we can say other philosophies, other various explanations to understand a way to expel suffering, or so to dis, diminish suffering. He or she exactly knows the exact way to end the suffering. So that is again becoming straight, becoming focused, and that is ujupatipanno. Then when that is developed, that person's gati become niyata, or gati become uh, fixed, and that is called sotapan. Gati become fixed. That means only human or deva doesn't go below that. That is called supatipanna. Suayata patipanna. Suva means sukha. Sukha patipanna, supatipanna. That is so becoming sotapanna. Because when somebody has become sotapanna, that person is free from all the four hells forever. So that is again a suva in a way, or again a sukha in a way. So that person has now or has fully opened the eyes of wisdom, has no doubt about Aripathe, knows the Anicca Dukkha Anatta nature, and sees the world as Anicca Dukkha Anatta and Nibbana as Nicca Sukhatta, or and values and see the world as a valueless thing, and sees Nibbana as the valuable thing. So this is Anulomakshanti and Sammatta Niyama. Understanding this completes all 9 qualities. So that doesn't mean all the 9 qualities are fully developed. This means the 9 qualities are developed. The Sangha guna, or the qualities of Sangha, has been developed. So the minimum requirements to become a Sangha, or at least a part of Sangha, has now been achieved by a person, since that person has developed all 9 qualities. So Sotapanna. And below that, the person can be of Sotapanna stream enterer. Still that person is a Sangha, is considered as Sangha. But below that, we cannot say that person is Sangha. So Sangha is from Sotapanna stream enterer to Arihat. So 8 people, 8 individuals. Those are the individuals those are the ones we call Sangha. So now, if the minimum criteria is met, or the minimum level of these 9 qualities have been developed by somebody, that person is called Sotapanna. That is why those are the things that are included in Sangha qualities. Now we have 9 qualities of Buddha and 6 qualities of Dhamma. Now, when the eyes of wisdom are when the eyes of wisdom are opened, we have another 6 qualities up until Arihat. So when somebody becomes Arihat, that's when the person develops all the 9 qualities of Buddha to its maximum level. Maximum means not to the level of Supreme Buddha, of course, to the level of Arihat. So up until this point, they are called Seka, and the practice is called Seka Patipada. So Seka means ones who are getting disciplined. So the ones who are getting disciplined needs to develop these next 6 qualities. Those are the qualities of Dhamma. What are the qualities of Dhamma? We'll write down the qualities, then I won't get disrupted in the middle, because I might not be able to remember them in the middle. So first one is Bhagavati Itipiso Bhagavan Sapma Sambuddha Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokvidu Altara Pratidhammasarthi Yatha Devamasana Buddha Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavato Swakato Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehi Passiko Opanai Naiko Open Naiko Swakato Bhagavato Savaka Sango Kaliko Ehi Passiko Opanaiko. Oh, I have lost one here. Swakato Bhagavato Sakato Dhammo Sandittiko Akaliko Ehipassiko Opanaiko. Here sixth one. Pachatang Vedi Tabbo Vinyuiti. So these are the 6 qualities. So again we are going from down to the up, or from bottom to top. So Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyuhiti. Pachatang Veditabbo. Vinyu means wise person. Vedi means science. Pachatam means you can say grasping the science, and this science, grasping the science, needs the wise nature. So Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyu means this Dhamma should be understood by someone who is wise. Could be the normal meaning, but this is this is where Satipatthana comes. This is where we are trying to, or Vipassana comes. Actually, this is Vipassana. Now the person has opened the eyes of wisdom. Now it's time to do Vipassana. Now Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyu means the person become more wiser and wiser. Why is that? Initially it was Sutameya Panya, Sutameya Jnana. The person, when he was at birth, he has the potential. He gets the potential. He is coming with he comes to this world with the potential to understand Dhamma. That means he has to have a Trihetuka Patisandhi, or Patisandhi or the birth of Alobha, Adosa, Amoha mindset. Otherwise, the person would not be able to understand this Dhamma. So that is Suttamaya Jnana. And when somebody is listening to Dhamma, it becomes Suttamaya Panya. So Suttamaya means hearing. So Suttamaya Jnana means that initial wise nature to listen to Dhamma and understand is already inbuilt in a person who is able to understand Dhamma. But when he is listening to a Kalyana Mitta, it becomes Suttamaya Panya. Oh, I understand this Dhamma. That becomes Suttamaya Panya. Then Suttamaya Panya becomes Chintamaya Panya. Now that is what happening in the 6th quality, Chintamaya Panya. So what is Chintamaya Panya? The person starts contemplating on what he understood. Oh, this world is anicca dukkha anatta, that is also anicca dukkha anatta, this is also anicca dukkha anatta. I should not give value to these things, otherwise I will get I would suffer. So the thinking like this would develop Chintamaya Panya, the memory, the ability to think in Arya way would start to develop, and that is called Pachatang Veditaibo Vinyu. Vinyu Hiti means when it is recited, but Vinyu is the quality. Pachatang Veditaibo Vinyu. So Chintamaya Panya would lead to Bhavanamaya Panya. Bhavanamaya Panya is when that is done, the Bhavana means the using ability of Dhamma to solve problems would develop. So thinking and using, Chintamaya and Bhavanamaya. So when somebody is developing the Pachattang Veditabbo Vinyu, now that person is actually using his mind, using his time, using his daily routine to develop Dhamma, to develop Vipassana. Now, when he is working, he is thinking about the anicca dukkha anatta nature of this world. When he is looking at somebody, somebody, see, when raga arises, uses Dhamma to develop Chintamaya Panya. When dosa arises, when moha arises, try to tackle those problems, not in that ordinary lay fashion, but tries to solve these problems with an Arya point of view. That is developing Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyu. And when that is done, the person starts developing this new ability to see Opa-naika. Opa means Opa Naika. Opa means the arising. Naika means nature or mechanism. Now the person is starting to develop or when now the person starts or develops the ability to apply cause and effect theory or paticca to things. Now he sees the arising nature. Arising nature means when these causes are aligning, this effect is normal, and my expectation did not play a role in this effect. So I see the arising nature. Then why should I expect things? If I expect things, since this expecting doesn't my expectation is not since it is not a cause that created this effect, I would suffer. Why should I create suffering experiences? Likewise, he is now seeing the open icon. So when he is getting angry, he sees the open icon nature. Now I have developed an angry state. That is the effect. What are the causes? I expected this thing to go this way and it didn't. And because of that, I got angry, I got upset. So he is now seeing the open icon nature, arising mechanism, arising of raga, arising of dosa, arising of moha, and again the arising of vita raga, vita dosa, vita moha nature. All of those are seen through the causes and effects, and start to see that if I arise this attachment, or if I create the attachment, arising of dukkha is inevitable. It is always happening. Soka parideva dukkha domana supayasa is inevitable. I would have to suffer if I create the attachment. So likewise, the person starts to think in a Arya point of way and start to contemplate on Dhamma in a by seeing the arising mechanism or open-ika, and starts developing or starts practicing open-ika, arising mechanism, or starts developing this quality, which is open-ika quality. Then one would start to develop ehipassiko. Now, what happens? Ehi passiko. Ehi passiko. So that means now the person would destroy or stop the arising of bad causes, which is ehi passiko. Pratya means, there are pratya. One is the raga, dosa, moha, when raga, dosa, moha are created, that is the recipe for suffering. When somebody creates raga, that is vexatious, that is suffering. When somebody creates dosa, that is vexatious and suffering. When somebody creates moha, that is vexatious and suffering. So elimination of this is nibbana. So what is this quality? This quality is actually seeing the initial component, which is, if we take an example, when somebody was very fond of this new T-shirt or the new dress that he or she brought from the store, and somebody has stolen it, or something has happened, and there's after washing it, it has become smaller, and or the dye or the color has gone, and now the color is faded. Now we cannot wear it anymore. If that is the case, that creates a lot of suffering because of raga. I like this. I liked it so much. I wanted to wear it again and again. I only wore it once, and now it is gone. I spent this much of money on this dress, and all of a sudden it is gone. So that kind of that is how we suffer in day-to-day life. And what is ehipassiko? Now the person sees. Now the person starts vipassana. Okay, now I have to starts using vipassana. Okay, I am suffering right now. Why am I suffering? Suffering is the result. So what is the cause? Cause is the attachment. Why am I attached? Because I thought it is valuable. Is it really valuable? No, it is not, because it is of anicca, dukkha, anatta nature. So when we focus on that and see, is it really why did I value it? Because of Nitya Sukha Atta Subha mindset. Is it really Nitya Sukha Atta Subha? No, it is not. It is Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta and Asubha. When somebody focuses on that Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, Asubha nature, that person is Ehi Passiko. That means he is eliminating the causes then and there. That is ehipassiko. He gets the ability to eliminate causes then and there when the problem is created. He sees the problem, he treats the problem, finds the root cause of the problem, and destroys the root cause, so the problem is resolved without a problem. That is ehipassiko. So initially it was only seeing, open-aiko, arising mechanism was seen. Now he is acting on that and starts to eliminate the causes, and that ability is also developed. That is called ehipassiko. So that is ehipassiko, and then one would develop the akaliko nature. Akaliko means now the person would start to see that this world is actually cannot be taken as one single unit, but it is created out of causes then and there. When the causes are aligning, just like in the case of the flame, so the flame was created with oil, and oil was coming through the wick, and at the end there was a flame. And first oil molecule reacted with the oxygen molecule, and created this flame, destroying the causes and creating an effect. And since the causes are destroyed, effect cannot last, effect also get destroyed, so leading room for the next set of causes to come to the reaction site. And again this reaction happens, and the second flame arises. So likewise, first flame, second flame, a series of flames creates a illusional single or a flame that is constant throughout a period of time. But it is actually, when seen through wisdom, we can very well understand it is a mechanism or a series of flames that are superimposed on one another, on each other, after the death of each flame. So we see a illusion of single flame throughout the course of time. So likewise, when somebody understands akaliko nature, he sees that 3 times past, future, and the present are actually an illusion like this. So what is the illusion? So what is past? Past is the as soon as something is created, let's take the example of the flame. So flame was created. As soon as it is created, it ended up in jara, marana, or deterioration and death. And that is what we saw. That is what we took from our eyes. And that is what we have in our memory. That is not present moment, but that is the recent past. So that is memories, recent past memories. So what is then what is present? Present is the reflection of past memories, past recent memories. Then what is the future? Future is also a reflection of past, or we can say creation in the mind, thinking about the past and mixing and having different views, or it is actually a mental construct. So we know when we think about our house right now, if let's say you are outside your house, let's say we are thinking about our car vehicle which we have in the garage. So if we think about our car, now we think we feel like we are thinking something in the present, but it is the car which you last saw, which is in the past. If the causes are aligning right now, the car, which is a new car, of course, would be created at the place you have already parked it. But if the causes are not aligning, that car is not there. So at the present moment, when we talk about the car, it is just past memories in the present moment. But if we think about the car in let's say in 2 days, I will service this car. I will go on a trip using this car. But we think that is future, but still that is past memories altered and processed in a way. So when somebody understands this, we have these 3 words that are used in Sinhala called Anagata, Vartamana, and Atita. Atita is memories. We call them Mataka. Memories, also another word is Mruta Kaya. Kaya is a combination. Mruta means dead. So our memories are actually dead combinations. If you can remember Chitta, Mano, Manasang, Chitta, in the Mano state, we are measuring, and in the Manasang state, we are analyzing that measured object with our past memories and trying to find a match. And when we find a match, we say, oh, this is a pen, this is a table, this is a person, this is my computer. So we say like that. And that computer, that table, all of them are already gone. Dead and deterioration and death or jara maran has happened already. So we are talking about dead combinations. When it comes to memories, they are all dead combinations that are stored in our memories. So that is called Atita. What is Vartaman? Varta means So the word is again divided at varta and mana. You know what mana means? Varta means reflection and mana means measuring. So reflection and measuring. What is reflection? Now this is future. The late term of this word is future, present and past. So what is Vartamana? Vartamana is reflection from the past and measuring. Again, that is Vartamana. See, when we see something, Rupancha Paticca Chakuncha Paticca Rupecha Upadasi Chakku Vijnana. So we see some Rupa or image and there's our eye and light rays come and a Chakku Vijnana is created. Now when the Chakku Vijnana is created and only one Chakku Vijnana, because we are only taking a dot of or a color dot, a very fraction of color in our mind, to our mind through the eyes. We cannot understand anything from a color dot. We need more dots. We need a whole picture. For a whole picture to be created in the mind, it takes time. So we collect data dot by dot and map it in this 3D memory, 3D mental space, and then go for the mano state and manasang state, and then only we would be able to understand. Now we are seeing at a chair, otherwise we would not be able to recognize it. So when we understand that it is a chair, we are understanding past, because it is reflected from the past to the present moment, to this moment, and processed, so that we are able to understand this is the at the present moment I am seeing a chair is actually the mechanism happens like that. So again, then what is anagata? Anagata, this is again a comparison. So when somebody eats food in here, we use our hands. So when hands are used, again with the chopsticks, it's the same story. So let's say it's chopsticks. So when you use chopsticks, you know what combinations of food you like to eat. Let's say rice and some curries or what soups or whatever. So you know the correct proportions, correct ratios that it should be mixed so that you get the better taste, better delicious bite. To get a delicious bite, you know exactly in your individual minds, you know exactly how to mix the food. So that is ana means mixing. So mixing in mind. Gata means mixing and grasping, we can say. So mixing. So when we mix, and what do we mix? We mix dead combinations. We exactly know in our past memories, we know these are the things I like and these are the ratios I like. So these ratios were created over time with lot of eating and eating and eating. So we exactly know how to combine and eat, so to get a delicious bite out of the food we have. So that is mixing of dead combinations again, and thinking that we would get a good outcome. That is anagata. Anagata means mixing of dead combinations and feeling that, oh, having this false expectation that, okay, this would be better. So for example, if somebody, let's say a person who likes to buy a house, so now he has seen lot of houses. So he's creating his dream house in his mind. Now this is about future. So I am buying this house tomorrow. I want this house to be like this, that there needs to be 3 bedrooms, there needs to be a living room, there needs to be it needs to be aside the ocean. I need a big fence, and I need a big garage. So likewise, now what is he collecting? Dead combinations from the history and mixing and grasping that is future. Grasping that, thinking that with expectation that I would get this this expected thing in the future. So for an Arihat, he knows that Anagata is again and Vartamana and Atita are all not places that should get attached. Also, we should not get attached to the future, to the present and past. He sees that this is actually arising at the moment because of causes and destroyed as soon as the causes are gone. And the illusion is what creates the past, future, and present. So that is understood, and that makes the person's that makes the person understand the akaliko nature. Kalika means time. Akalika means there's the illusion of time is understood. That is actually, when understanding this, the gana sanya, or the solid individual single form that lasts for a period of time is broken. So now the person it has the ability to see. Now everything is actually the singularity, the hardness, or the single unit that we see for a period of time is actually an illusion, and it is actually a ongoing cycle of causes and effects, a very very rapid cycle, or a very very rapid um, chain of events, chain of causes and effects is what creates this illusional image. So that is also understood when somebody understands akaliko. Then there are sandittiko. You know, san, ditti, ko. Sang means raga dosa moha. Ditti means ability to see. So one is able to see when the raga dosa moha arises. Even in its minute level, especially moha, because raga dosa are already reduced to a greater extent. And the moha nature, the ability to see the moha nature, especially is seen when it comes to these higher levels. That means when these qualities are developed to a very higher level. It doesn't mean that we don't have these qualities. As I said earlier, when somebody is developing the lowest quality, that person is able to see the see raga dosa moha can be seen to an extent. But this is when somebody is developing this quality to a very higher level, that person is able to see as soon as these raga dosa moha mindsets are arising, and ability to see when others are developing these raga dosa moha as well. So sandittiko, and sandittiko would the next one is actually swakato. So swa means self, akato means the ability to see that there's nothing to be taken as self, nothing to be not suitable to take it as self, not suitable. So we have discussed this: not suitable to take it as me, not suitable to take it as mine, and not suitable to take it as my soul is fully understood at this level, eliminating mana, uddachya, and avijja. So this ends the Seka, or the disciplining phase of Arya, developing 9 qualities of Buddha, completing the 9 qualities of Buddha. So what are the 9? Oh, when this is done, we have already completed the Arya pathway, and with the completion of the Arya pathway, these 9 qualities are understood to its fullest level. Fullest level means to or for a level of Arihat, not to the level of some supreme Buddha. So the 9th quality is again Bhagava. Bhagava means, the ability to divide and see. So the person now, or that noble person doesn't need to now forcefully or actively, or doesn't need to put effort to see things with the Bhagava, to see things using the Bhagava quality, but he originally sees everything with the Bhagava nature. So he knows that everything, when divided and classified, there's nothing tasty. So the Arahang quality is also developed when Bhagava is developed. So Bhagava, and then Arahang, Samma, Sambuddha, Vijjachana, Samma, Sugato. I'll write all the 9. Samma, Sambuddho. I think we have done these things before, the 9 qualities of Buddha. Vijjacharana Sampanno. Sugato. Lokavidu. Anuttaro. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Sattha Deva Manusanam Buddho. So Buddho means when this quality is developed, the sansaric journey would cease to exist. That means this is the last bhava. Buddho, bhava, Uddha means uprooting of all the bhava, or elimination of all the bhava. So no bhava would be created. So the sansaric journey would stop. That is Buddho. And Sattha Deva Manusana. Sattha Deva Manusana means higher, becomes the higher than all the other beings, sentient beings, or we can say exceeds the sentient being nature, because the individual is, or that noble individual is of Vitaragi, Vitadosi, and Vitamohi nature, doesn't get scared of anything, even doesn't get scared when his life is taken. So even the Brahma of Neva Sanyana Sanyayatana fears death. So that nature is also exceeded by this so noble person. That is why he is above all the sentient beings. That is called Sattha Deva Manusana. Sattha means all the sattva, and Deva means Deva, Manusana means Manusa. So above all of them means Sattha Deva Manusana. Anuttaram Punyaketa, Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarthi. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarthi means one has tamed his own mindset. With raga, we cannot tame our mindset. With dosa, we cannot tame our mindset. With moha, we can tame our mindset, because taming it is not possible. Our mind is running towards those things. That is called raga. Kama raga is there. Rupa raga is there. Arupa raga is there. So the mind is racing towards these components that it finds valuable, and latch onto these components and creates suffering, and starts to demand these objects. When somebody likes images, so when the Anuttaram Punyaketa, Anuttara Purisa Dhammasarati is not developed, that person cannot tame his or control his mind, and doesn't have the ability to have a peaceful mindset. When that image is seen which he likes, he wants it. His mind wants it. He starts thinking about it. His thought process starts to race towards that area, and it is a suffering experience. But when the arha, or the taste for all the world things go away, that person is very well tamed in his mindset. It is not about taming others. It is about, in Supreme Buddha's sermon, he says, if somebody can tame his own mind, that is the most hard and most supreme taming that one can do. Taming other persons, just like taming elephant, taming another person, taming a wild animal, it is easy. But taming one's own mind is very, very hard. And that is why it becomes Anuttarang, supreme taming. Anuttarang Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarthi. Then the ability to see the Loka or Loka Vidu is developed. Loka Vidu means Vipassana, ability to pierce and see, ability to see through, ability to see through. And what do and Loka, or the world, we are able to get, we get the ability to see through this worldly nature. Oh, that noble person completes that quality to see through the worldly nature, the anicca dukkha anatta nature. That is Loka Vidu, Loka nature. Or the worldly nature is now, it is like it was originally covered with things, and now it is open and everybody can see. So the hidden nature of the world is already gone. And Sugato, now if somebody can develop a blissful nature, that is by elimination of raga, dvesha, moha. When somebody is dependent on something, this Sugato is very well explained in Etang Santang Etang Panita. What is blissful? What is peaceful? Yadidam Sabba Sankara Samato. When all the Sankara, when we don't have to do any Sankara to come when the Sankara Sankaras are eliminated, because now the person doesn't need to go after worldly things. That Sankara is also gone, and the person doesn't need to contemplate on these things because he has completed the Arya pathway. So we do the Sankara that we have to do for Vipassana is also gone. Both Sankaras are gone. So when both Sankaras are gone, that is called all the Sabba Sankara Samato. Etam Santang Etam Panitam. That is peaceful, that is blissful. When all the attachments are gone, when the raga is gone, when the when somebody has achieved nirodha, when somebody has achieved nibbana, that is the peacefulness, that is the blissfulness. That sugato, sueta gata means suva means sukha or blissfulness. Gata means has grasped the sukha, or has developed the sukha within that oneself. That is sugato. Vijja charana sampanno. Vijja means the science. Sorry. No, we can say the opposite of avijja. Vijja. Charana means the living, or the living is according to the vijja. The living is according to the reality. That is Vijja Charana. Sampanno means that is present. Present means Sampanno means present. Vijja Charana nature is present. So Samma Sambuddho. Sang means Raga Dosa Moha. Ma means the we can say the elimination. Sang means again Raga Dosa Moha. Bhava means various types of bhava. Raga bhava, dosa bhava, moha bhava, various types of bhava. Because raga, dosa, moha are eliminated, all the bhava, states of beings. Another name for bhava is states of beings. Angry state of being, greedy state of being, cunning state of being, and various types of other states of beings that are created out of sun or raga, dvesha, moha are eliminated. So all the bhava is eliminated in that noble person, Samma Sambuddho. And Arhang. Arhang is the taste for this world is gone. And another meaning for Arhang, Raho means the secret. Araho means there's no secret. Because we have to have secrets if we have valuable things to hide. When there's no taste, when there's no value, there's nothing to hide. So in that sense also it is Arhang. So these are the 24 qualities one would develop when it comes to Arya, becoming an Arya. Now I have to emphasize that this is not the full quality. This is the quality which I understand. So this is not complete, because As Supreme Buddha says, only a Supreme Buddha would be able to understand the maximum level of these qualities. But I only showed you the when as we explained in the first example, when we uh, turn on or switch on the torch and 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 focus it on a blind wall, we can see the spot, very bright spot. Now we only discuss that bright spot, maybe a very small fraction of that bright spot. So it is actually um, spreaded towards the infinity. So the light is spreaded towards the infinity. Only we are focusing at the fraction of that bright spot. So remember that message, because don't think that this quality is this much and I have understood the whole quality. No, even when we are reciting, when we are trying to develop further in our Arya pathways, we tend to understand more about these qualities. Okay, now I did not understood this nature of this quality before, but when I am trying to develop these qualities in me, I get to okay, now this is a new side of this quality I have never experienced before. So we tend to understand like that, and our experience about these 24 qualities would grow day by day when we are practicing our pathway. So have that in mind when you are practicing these qualities. So reciting these qualities would, of course, develop would with the understanding of the meaning, would help you to develop these qualities gradually, but it would take time. You would have to be patient and start reciting. That's why we in our meditation sessions, in the initial part, we recite these qualities, especially the 9 qualities of Buddha. And when we have the idea of what they mean, we can become the quality gradually. Now, with the samadhi level, arahang, when we are say namo arahang, namo arahang, namo arahang, we become arahang. Now you would get the you some with the experience you would understand what I mean. So when somebody is becoming arahang, the taste for the worldly things would, you would understand that this taste is not is wrong, and the reality and everything that Arya should have understood would start to come towards you when you are trying to focus on arhang, 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 and with the understanding, of course. When we are trying to focus on samma, sambuddho, we would understand that all the states of beings are full of vexation, full of suffering nature, and when all the states of beings are gone, that is the blissful nature, and that would create another way of blissfulness in the mindset, becoming the samma sambuddho quality at that moment when we are reciting it. So likewise, when we recite, we can focus on it. We can use this to develop these qualities, and we can contemplate on these guna or the qualities where there are, and we can use them to develop or to suppress pancha nivarana. So when somebody has developed kamachanda, vyapada, thina, middha, uddhacca, kukkucca, vicikicca, take these qualities and start reciting. Focus on the simple meaning of these qualities and start reciting them, and gradually you would get out of that uh, pancha nivarana states and developing samatha. So it is helpful in samatha purvangam vipassana or in vipassana purvangam samatha. So for the both states, it is very useful in that sense. So the this is what I wanted to tell you about the 24 qualities of um, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So if you have any other questions regarding 24 qualities of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, please free to ask. You can put them into the group chat or ask directly. Otherwise, since today only we got one question, we can end today's discussion with a small Punyanamodana and end today's discussion. I'll give you few minutes, 1 minute or so that if you have any questions, you can type it out or you can speak up. Since I think Mr. Chan Bing Yun asked this question on the group, I hope you understood the concepts and the qualities.
Thank you very much for your explanation.
You're welcome. So since nobody is having any other questions, we'll end today's discussion with a short anumodana and we can wrap up today's discussion. So everybody gathered here today after 3 weeks in this new year with the intention of completing the Arya pathway as soon as possible without even passing any more years. And with this intention, everybody joined today on the second day of this year and spend your valuable time for a valuable cause, of course, seeing the world as anicca dukkha anatta and trying to understand most valuable qualities in this world, the 24 qualities of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and trying to develop and always try to develop these qualities in yourself, and developing these qualities would end this suffering samsaric journey. And all the meritorious power that you have developed throughout today's discussion and all the discussions we had so far may agglomerate together, creating the perfect background for everyone to understand Dhamma. If you are having any hindrances, barriers and obstacles for the understanding and completion of the Arya pathway, all those barriers, obstacles and hindrances would may go away and would diminish, creating the perfect background to understand Arya Dhamma, eliminating all the pancha nivarana and all the 10 sangyojanas, attaining supreme bliss of Nibbana. Accept this blessing with the sadhukara.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
And in this moment, let us spread this great meritorious power to all the deceased relations we had throughout this suffering samsaric journey, and all the ones who were hurted and harmed by us, devas and brahmas, and all the sentient beings in this universe. If they are in miserable places, may they refrain from doing sinful acts. May they replace those sinful actions with meritorious deeds, and may they lead happy lives, ultimately understanding the reality of the world, attaining the supreme bliss of Nibbana, and opening the eyes of wisdom. And after opening the eyes of wisdom, may they develop life, comfort, power, refreshness, and wisdom, and ending the suffering samsaric journey. Accept this with the sadhukara, transferring this meritorious power to all of them with sadhukara.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu, sadhu.
So we'll end today's discussion with this Pali stanza. Blessing everyone, power, refreshness, comfort, life, and wisdom, and the ability to end the suffering samsaric journey. Abhivadana silis nichang uddhapachayano chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukham balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjatu. May everyone attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu,
sadhu,
sadhu,
sadhu.
Theruvan Sarana, everyone.
Theruvan saranai.
Theruvan
Theruvan
saranai.
saranai.
Teruvan saranai.